Hello, my cosmic cuties. Welcome to Celebrity Astrology Investigation, where we look to the stars to understand our favorite stars. I'm Aliza Kelly, a New York City-based author, host, and celebrity astrologer, here to investigate pop culture and celebrities a few birth charts at a time. Now, this is not astrologically supported, but I think that there has been a glitch in the matrix. It seems that, along with our understanding of virtually everything around us, the classic tropes of quarterback and cheerleader have also been totally shattered by this global pandemic. Cut to Machine Gun Kelly, Megan Fox, Kourtney Kardashian, and Travis Barker, the bad kids touching tongues in tandem for the world to see. We're finally living in the world Avril Lavigne so dutifully prepared us for. He was a skater boy. She said, see you later, boy. Why'd you have to go and make things so complicated? No, it's glass. So, now, before a breakup can happen, let's look to the stars to figure out what the bleep is going on. Okay, first, Kourtney Kardashian. Kourtney is an Aries sun, a Pisces rising, and a Capricorn moon. The cool thing about Kourtney's chart is that it really makes sense for her persona. The Aries makes her really fiery, the Pisces makes her extremely romantic, and that Capricorn moon serves up her signature monotone sarcasm. I'm especially interested in the role of Neptune on her midheaven. Neptune is the planet of dreams, fantasy, and illusion, and the midheaven is the area of the chart associated with legacy and reputation. So Neptune in this location often looks like, well, being famous. Travis Barker is a Scorpio sun, a Cancer rising, and an Aries moon. Travis has his sun, which represents your ego and identity, conjunct, which means at the same point, as his north node of destiny, also in Scorpio, meaning that he was born on the eve of an eclipse. Likewise, activity to these north and south nodes impact Travis significantly. And on September 19th, 2008, on a day that the moon was illuminating this very axis, Travis was in a horrific plane crash that killed 4 and critically injured him. Travis flew for the first time since that accident this year with his girlfriend, Kourtney K. And that feels extremely emotional and extremely romantic. But also, when you look at the relationship dynamic, it makes total sense. For Travis, Kourtney's sun activates his Chiron, the wounded healer, that also occupies his 10th house of legacy. This is the essence of public recovery. And from an astrological perspective, it's something that Travis desperately craved. For Kourtney, Travis activates the areas of her chart associated with intimacy and identity, and yes, fun. Kourtney and Travis is really all about being carefree and creatively inspired. Honestly, don't at me, but I also think that there is a very strong likelihood for babies in early 2022. Or maybe a new pop punk album. I don't know, but I am ready for it, I think. Okay, now let's take a look at Machine Gun Kelly's chart. Machine Gun Kelly, or as I like to call him, MGK, is a Taurus sun with a Gemini rising and a Pisces moon. I want to note that he has his sun in the 12th house, which is the area of the chart associated with thresholds, things that exist between worlds. So between the sun in this placement and his mystical, ethereal Pisces moon, MGK is absolutely a deep feeler. So put a pin in that because we'll come back to it later. Now, moving on to Megan Fox. Megan Fox is a Taurus sun with a Capricorn rising and a Leo moon. Something I want to point out is that Megan has her moon, which represents her emotional inner world, as well as her concept of safety and security in the 7th house of partnership, which means relationships are extremely important to her. She feels most safe, most comfortable, and most herself when she's in a supportive and creatively inspiring bond with someone who really sees her in totality and appreciates all of her. And that's one of the reasons her dynamic with MGK works so well. That, and of course, the elusive dark hotness that I can't quite put my finger on, but it's very gorgeous. So anecdotally, I have seen more successful Taurus-Taurus couples than any other same sign pairing. It's really interesting because Taurus is governed by Venus, the planet of love and beauty. So perhaps there's something to be said when heavy Venusian people link up. But looking at the charts, I can also add that MGK has a very different experience with Megan Fox than Megan Fox has with MGK. MGK sees Megan Fox as elusive and mysterious and, in a way, spiritual. Megan illuminates his 12th house of thresholds, 8th house of intimacy, 3rd house of black tongue. Wait, no, that's not right, sorry. 4th house of roots and foundation, creating a powerful link between all of the watery, psychic areas of his chart. Megan, however, sees MGK as a best friend and source of stability. So his chart illuminates her 2nd house of resources, 4th house of home and family, and perhaps most importantly, her 5th house of fun. This is a playful dynamic for her, and she really enjoys exploring freedom and independence through this committed relationship. One thing I definitely need to point out is that Megan Fox and MGK have a beautiful Venus and Jupiter connection. Venus is exalted in the sign of Pisces and in traditional astrology was co-ruled by the planet Jupiter. So MGK has his Venus sign at 17 degrees Pisces and Megan Fox has her Jupiter at, you guessed it, 17 degrees Pisces. This means that they have one of the luckiest Venus-Jupiter conjunctions that you could possibly have. Venus and Jupiter are actually referred to as the Benefic and Great Benefic, respectively, meaning they bring forth incredible luck and fortune. This is a powerful, romantic, spiritual, creative, artistic, magical, just overall incredible signature to have in the chart. But beyond that, Jupiter in the sky will actually be activating this exact placement mid-March 2022. So let's keep an eye on this couple during that time. If I had to make a prediction, I would guess that this will coincide with a birth. Yes, it could be a pregnancy, but it could also be the birth of a brand new creative project. And I am really, really excited to see what it is because this only happens once every 12 years. So I really hope they invite me to the party. Honestly, both of these couples have longevity baked into their charts. MGK is obviously the youngest of the bunch, and with so many mysterious, psychic, elusive placements, I think his experience might be the hardest to define, which is why I do want to keep a close eye on this dynamic. But generally, I really stand these crews. I just, again, wish that I was invited to hang. That really is my only issue. So yeah, if we can rectify that, I would be really good. So what do you think? Is this just a glitch in the matrix, or is this the start of a new wave? So in conclusion, I think this is the year for fun for these relationships, and hopefully for the rest of us. My goodness, we need it. I also wish my tongue was black. And I wish that I had MGK's knack for accessorizing. And I wish that I had Megan Fox's smoldering look. I wish I could pull off neck tats like Trav. And I also wish that I was from a modern day dynasty that is the Kardashians. But unfortunately, this show is not called Aliza's Dream Corner. This is called Celebrity Astrology Investigation, and it is a show all about my celestial sleuthings. And it tells me that these couples are officially taking revenge of, no, it's not revenge of the nerds, it's revenge of the emo hot? You know, I'm really actually not sure where I'm going with this, but this is what I know. They are hot AF, and I can't wait to see what's coming next. Okay, now it's time for me to A your cues. Cue number 1. Does being psychic and astrology have anything to do with each other? Interesting cue. So you can absolutely be a psychic, and you can absolutely be an astrologer, and you can absolutely be a psychic astrologer, but you don't have to be. These things can live in the same world, but they don't have to exist together. So it really is, you know, personal taste.
Are you psychic?
I am psychic. Yeah. Which Kardashian are you? Rob. Are same sign couples a good or bad thing? So I don't know who cued this cue, but there's no good or bad in astrology. Everything just exists. We throw out that moral binary because we don't need it in astrology. People are complex, relationships are complex. So a same sign couple is neither a good nor bad thing. It just simply is. And I think it's beautiful. If you have a cue, drop it in the C below, comment section, and I may read it for the next episode and answer your cue, A your cue. So drop it in the C's. Eclipse baby. So if you are born within, let's say, a week of an eclipse, either before or after, or of course during, you are an eclipse baby. And this means that eclipses are going to be much more impactful for you than for other people. So definitely be aware of eclipse season because a lot of stuff is going to be going on in your life. And this is really when your destiny is in the fast lane and all of these things are happening and changing and shifting around you, and it can feel really overwhelming, but it's totally fine because you're supposed to live a big and fabulous and beautiful life. So in traditional astrology, there are these very elaborate terms called benefic and malefic. Benefic planets are positive planets that bring wonderful things with them, opportunity and abundance and prosperity, and they're very, very auspicious. And these planets are Venus and the great benefic, Jupiter. Venus is exalted in Pisces, and in traditional astrology, Jupiter is the co-ruler of Pisces. And in traditional astrology, Venus is considered a benefic, meaning it is a very lucky and auspicious planet, and Jupiter is called the great benefic, which means it's even more of a lucky and auspicious planet. So these two together in the sign of Pisces, that both of them absolutely adore being in, is a very, very fabulous connection to have in the Synastry charts. Synastry charts are compatibility charts. We'll talk about the malefics in another episode. That is all my astro detectives. So, which celebrity should we investigate next? Comment below and keep your eye on the stars. Bye! Hi, I'm an eclipse baby, and this is my story. Now something pretty face, her head is up in space. Megan Fox is still very hot. Is Kris Jenner going to start dating Tony Hawk? According to my calculations, absolutely. So let's see you next episode. In conclusion, I think this is the year for fun and these relationships, and hopefully the rest of us. For these